Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And let's talk books, and movies-ish. Today I have a Harry Potter video. I'm gonna be talking about the movies and what they missed, not what they got wrong. So you're not gonna see here like Jeannie's character, the first kisses being done wrong, because we're not talking about all the things they got wrong. We're talking about the things they missed, the plots that were just completely omitted for no reason other than time, and I don't know, because some of these were pretty important, or maybe not pretty important, but they were top 10, top 15, top 100. First thing I want to talk about is the character who had the best development. Forget Snape and his little tear and his memories. Kreacher coming into battle in Deathly Hallows was one of my favorite parts. When he came out, I was like, yes, like reading the book. This was me. I'm gonna do a live interpretation of it. And it was robbed from me in the movies. Kreacher did not even come back at all. So talking about house elves, let's talk about Winky. I think she played a pretty important role. She came in Goblet of Fire, and she was the one that was found with Harry's wand. And everybody thought she had cast the Death Eater mark, or I forgot the name of it right now. What is it called? Dark mark. It was called the Dark mark. How did I forget it? So yeah, they think Winky cast the Dark mark with Harry's wand, who she stole the wand from Harry. So her boss, Mr. Crouch Sr., fires her, and Winky is just left in a very depressed state. And she goes into drinking, and she becomes an alcoholic house elf. And I don't know why the movies cut that out, because she also plays a role later on when they're trying to get memories from Voldemort for the Horcruxes. Winky's character is also the one that makes Hermione start up the Society for the Promotion of Elfish Welfare, which is another thing they completely cut out. It had so many like dynamics. It added so many dynamics to Ron and Hermione's relationship. It really just showed us what it grew Hermione as a character in my eyes. I'm a big Ron and Hermione shipper, so I was very upset with how the movies did Ron and Hermione. Now let's talk about a place that never made an appearance in the movies. San Mungo's. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. The hospital for wizards and witches, which is just on the street in London. Like much wizard things, but muggles, they can't see anything. The hospital wasn't there. We didn't get that scene where Harry and Hermione, when Harry, Ron, and Hermione and Ginny met Neville's parents, and we saw Lockhart, who's also there because he's gone cuckoo. We only heard about it once, I think, in Order of the Phoenix when Mr. Weasley got hurt. Now let's talk about my favorite professor and The Boy Who Lived. That's right, Mrs. McGonagall and Mr. Potter, when they are having their career advice, is one of my favorite scenes, and I really think it should have been included because that was an awful year for Harry Potter, and that scene showed that he had McGonagall on his side always. Actually, all throughout the book, McGonagall was there for him. I think she deserves way more hype. So I think she's a really underrated character, and the career advice scene is just one of its proofs, and I am upset that it wasn't included. Now let's talk about another character that was completely cut out of the movies, and I think would have played a really cool role if he had been included. And that's Peeves. Peeves is not my favorite character in no way, shape, or form. I actually don't like him, but he does have his moments, and his whole like feud with Filch, and he loves Fred and George, and I love Fred and George, so we even have stuff in common. I think if we would have gotten Peeves in the movies, we would have had a lot more Fred and George content, which I'm all for it. Which leads me to my next point. How did Fred and George open their store? It is very well known that the Weasleys don't have a lot of money. Even if you've never read the books, you know this from the movies because it's always pointed out. So how did Fred and George get the money? Harry gave it to them. Harry is part of the Weasleys, and this shows it. He's not only Ron's best friend, but he's Fred and George's friend and Ginny's husband. And even Bill and him have a little bit of a relationship, even though we've never seen it because the movies cut it out. But yeah, Harry gives Fred and George his Triwizard winning. After 3 horrible death-defying tasks, the money that he won, which was a lot of gallons, he gives it to Fred and George so they can open their joke shop. And I'm so sad that this was cut out. Speaking about sad, this is gonna be a sad moment. The scene I think would have been nice if it was included was Fred's death. Percy made a joke about quitting his job at the ministry, even though that was what was important to him back then or whatever. And Fred was so surprised that Percy had made a joke. And right in that moment, he blew him up. And a heartbreak that happened after Ron and Harry were ready to give up their hunt for the Horcruxes, but thankfully Hermione was like, you can't. Percy was he wanted revenge on the guy that killed him. It was such a good family moment, even though it would have been sad, and I still get chills just talking about it. I think it would have been a good scene to include. Let's talk about another missing character and another Weasley. Yep, you guessed it, Charlie Weasley, the baddest Weasley in the house. Tell me otherwise. Bill's pretty up there too, but Charlie plays with dragons for a living. That's my dream job, and we completely took him out. However, if you go play Hogwarts Mystery, you do get to see a lot more Charlie. So yeah, it's an app where you get to live your Hogwarts experience, but it's before Harry, so it's pretty cool. And last but not least, my favorite characters, and I wish we had more on their story, but at least in the book we got a little bit more than in the movies. The Marauders. I love the Marauders and their dynamic and their story, and I wish I knew more about how James and Lily and all that stuff. I think it's so cool and so underrated. Actually, no, it's not underrated at all. But anyways, yeah. In the books we learned that Sirius, Peter, and James became animagus to help Remus when he turned into a wolf, and every full moon they would keep him company while he was turned into a wolf and make it all better. This little kid managed to do that while in school when full-grown wizards can't even do that. You don't even know why Harry's Patronus is a stag, or why that's important. It is never explained why Peter can turn into a rat. But yeah, I think they should have included more Marauders, because now I have to go and read so much fan fiction about them all the time. So yeah, anyways, that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. If you want more content, make sure to subscribe wherever it is. And my next video is gonna be my Harry Potter unpopular opinions or whatever, but I don't want to do that. I want to react to yours. So comment down below all of your Harry Potter unpopular opinions, and I'll be reacting to them in a video very soon. See you next time.